Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below the video. Reach out to tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of this or any Watchbox watch. Email me for pricing, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we have a slightly different intro, laying the watch flat this time, but we have a watch that we've seen before. What we haven't seen is this factory NATO-style strap. So we're talking about the 2017 Blancpain 50 Fathoms in satin finished titanium with a lovely blue dial and matching bezel. So we're going to take a look at how it sits on this strap, which we have not hitherto experienced. The watch is dimensionally identical with one major exception. It's still 45 millimeters in diameter. It is still 50.6 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip. It has a 23 millimeter spacing between the lugs. And the case, if we're just counting the case, is 15.7 millimeters thick. If we add the NATO strap, which is underslung beneath the back of the watch, then the total thickness is 18.5 millimeters. Now we'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and you can see it really does sit quite differently. It sits proud of the wrist. It has quite a bit of loft and quite a bit of height. Now it's comfortable and all, and this is a high quality, highly adjustable NATO, but at the same time, it does add pronounced bulk. I would recommend this NATO strap for people who like a more tactical look or a larger wrist presence. If you have any inkling that you might want the watch to sit flatter or take up less space, go with the sailcloth strap. And of course, they're easy to retrofit. Taking a look at the system here, it's a conventional pin buckle. It really isn't a gooseneck crimping device like a regular NATO. This has conventional perforations. It's black textile, and it is a Blancpain factory NATO with a Blancpain factory satinated 50 Fathoms branded titanium buckle. Now, taking a look at the case, you can see everything here is satinated, which is, in my opinion, hugely appealing for those who didn't love the full polished look of the 2007 steel original. Here we have vertical satination. It's a low glare look. It's muted. It's a little bit more discreet. We have a strap fixed to the case using screws and bars. You can see hex head bolts, which can take more torque than flatheads and thus be less likely to strip out. That setup means this is a very secure arrangement, as in general, screws and bars give you more security against displacement than spring bars. We have a large knurled crown sitting inside a pointy style crown guards, and you can see, unlike something like a Submariner or a Seamaster, the lugs are broken out from the case band. They're not fully integrated. Here we have a 120 click bezel. Let's hear it. The action and the sound are excellent. You see that the knurling is sharp and easy to grip, even if your hands might be wet, sweaty, or gloved. We have the signature element of the 5015 generation of the 50 Fathoms, really most 50 Fathoms, even since the 2003 anniversary model, and it's that beautiful glossy cambered sapphire over the bezel. One of the practical advantages is that you can't accidentally scratch the bezel anymore, and you can lume the bezel because that luminescent paint is protected by the sapphire cap. Let's take a quick look. You can see plenty of luminescence here, a immensely luminous dial, and the entire bezel is loomed, not just the pearl, so you can easily line it up with the minute hand, and then you've got your 0 to 60 minute timer. Note all three hands on the dial are loomed, including the seconds hand, which means that you know, even in the dark and in the depths, whether your watch is running. This is a fantastic watch for divers. You can also see that the dial features a stepped down hour track, which has applique quarter Arabic numerals and indices. Those are like the hands in white gold to resist tarnish, oxidation, or discoloration over time. The center dial is a blue metallic sunburst with a distinct radial grain. And then we've got a blue date disc. That's good. Date discs should be unobtrusive and the same color as the dial. This one doesn't even replace an index, and it really does blend in. The further away you get, the less you notice it. One more note about the sapphire here. Both these sapphires are rounded and cambered. There are other watches that cost a lot less money that have sapphire capped bezels, but they're not rounded and cambered like this. This has an almost wet look, like a dewdrop. It's an expensive way to make a sapphire, and it speaks to the attention to detail that went into this watch. Now, it does have a display case back. The problem here is that it's really not that easy for me to both show you the fit of the watch in a video and at the same time demonstrate what the case back looks like. So I'm going to recommend that if you want to see the back of this watch and the movement, Open up a different window, keep me streaming. I have a review of this watch on the sailcloth strap, same model, same reference, but without the underslung NATO. So if you go to my other video of this watch, you can see the movement and detail shots. I'll just tell you what you get. You're getting the caliber 1315 automatic winding with 3 mainspring barrels and 5 days of power reserve. It's a very accurate timekeeper. It's anti-magnetic with a silicone hairspring. It's free sprung and adjusted in 6 positions for durability and accuracy. It's a 35 joule movement that includes both hacking seconds and a quick set date. It beats away at 4 hertz and it is artisanally decorated with gorgeous bridge work. In particular, the bevels are a mile wide, glinting and gleaming. It is a wonderful looking movement that is accurate, tough, and long-legged, as very few divers have 120 hours of power reserve. If you like this watch, reach out to me, Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.